Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Does it feel, wow, it's Tuesday already. I mean, it feels like it was just like Easter yesterday, right? I'm trying to psych myself up because I've had no coffee. Just what do you call it? It's not a spoiler alert, but coffee makes me so jittery. Like it really changes my personality. It has a profound effect on me. And so it can make me really like hyped up, blah, 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 or it can make me jittery where I'd go from one thing to the other and I'm already a bit scattered. And so, what am I talking about? Hi, everybody. How are you? Good morning. Here we go, says Christy Patterson. Good morning. Hi. I always love the music. Kristen Thompson, thank you. So, look, I had I'll let you know a little secret. It's not even a secret, but the guy who did all of the sort of production and set designs at CNN, I saw him a couple weekends ago. We were at a friend's birthday party in Virginia. Remember, I went to Virginia and I showed up on went to the rally there. And so he said, I watch your show every day. By the way, everybody there watches our show every day, by the way. Almost everyone is like, I watch your show every day. I watch it all the time. I love it. Lemonheads, blah, blah, blah. And I'm surprised. I'm like, come on, guys. CNN, you're watching my show? But they are. So, hi, CNN. Anybody's watching. Hi, how are you guys? Hope you're doing well. And so he said, why are you always making fun of your own music? We love the music. They actually really like the music. And he's like the guy who does the set design. I don't know if he picks the music or whatever, but he likes it. And he says, because you always say it's boomer music. I don't know. Maybe Guy, his name is Guy. Maybe Guy's a boomer and he loves it. But hi, Guy. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Oh my God. We have to talk. I'm writing something about the very subject that I'm going to talk about. Oh my God. Who said in the chat? Said, hi, whatever, you suck. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. Okay, so couple things. I'm writing about the very subject that I'm going to discuss today because it's always the same kind of, thank you, Earth Flower Power. And by the way, Earth Flower Power, thank you for reminding me. It's Earth Day, isn't it? Isn't today Earth Day? Is it like Environmental Day?
Let me know. Earth Day.
It is Earth Day. Thank you, Nikki. It's Earth Day. So happy Earth Day. About the kind of man who keeps falling up, who keeps failing up, right? They keep failing up. They're the same kind of guy that, like Pete Hegseth, well, look, everybody's out to get me. Everyone is leaking because I'm doing such a great job. They don't like the great job that I'm doing. And so they're all out to get me. Let me fix my flag. Pocket square. Hold on, let me fix the flag pin on my lapel. And so it is the deep state who's out to get me. Right, kids? It's always the same kind of guy. I've gone through it before. And it's always, and like in their wake, they leave people. Look, it's all usually mostly a man. There are some women, don't get me wrong. Just remember, the biggest recipients of DEI, white women, a lot of those too that keep failing up, but mostly it's men. So I don't want to drag the ladies into this, but mostly it's dudes, and mostly it's white dudes. They just fail up. Maybe it's the older guy who's above them in the boardroom and they say, that guy reminds me of he could be my kid. That guy could be my son. He reminds me of me when I was his age. I'm going to put him there. But he's not qualified. That's okay. I'm here. I got this. Do you guys know what I'm saying? That somehow this guy can be successful because I am going to install him into this position, and therefore because he's going to do whatever I say, and I'm the one who's pulling the strings. Puppet master. But then what if you don't know what you're doing? What if you have kind of failed up? You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Wanda Bridges. Hegseth, failing up and falling down. 100%. So can I before I go into what's going, I forgot to send you what I did last night. because I'm supposed to tell you what I did last night. Now, you guys can go through these. You don't have to use all of them, but you can go through them and tell me which ones. You can pick some. Okay. So, yeah, I'll give them to you. I'm just going to send them to you real quick. Sorry about that. I didn't send it. My fault, producers. If you can, I know it's probably too late to get them before the show, before we go on. But anyway, maybe we can do it a little bit later. But I will tell you what I did last night. I went to this event called Karen. I don't know if you guys have ever heard about it. It's CARON. And it is for people who, it is for a rehab place of, people who have addiction issues. And it was great. Demi Lovato performed. It was at Cipriani and on 42nd Street in Manhattan. And I was the invited guest of Mr. Clive Davis. And so I saw Clive. I saw all of the friends, all of the people I know from Clive. I saw Demi Lovato, Roseanne Cash. Who else? Molly Jong Fast from MSNBC came over to say hello. Gosh, what was her name? Singer from long ago. I came over. I was fanboying because she is amazing. Yeah. Someone like from the Karen Carpenter era, just amazing. I can't. I'll remember her name. Her name will come to me. I haven't had any coffee this morning because it makes me too jittery. So I'll remember in a while. But anyways, so I will show you those as soon as we can get them up. That's a little bit later on. But let me just tell you this. I'm going to give you some good news for now. It's not going to be forever. Can we put up the stock market? At least the market is up right now, because every day I come here and I sort of depress you. So look, it's up 643 points. It doesn't nearly make up for where we have been over the last couple of weeks, but at least it's up. Is that something? That it's up? At least it's something that's up. Okay. So, there you go. It's up. Let's hope it stays up. Let's hope that Donald Trump doesn't ruin it, that he doesn't say something about tariffs and blah, 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 blah. Someone is asking if Tesla's up. I have no idea if Tesla's up. Don't know. Okay. So, Don, you cannot add to our depression. Thank you. I'm glad I can. So can we just be happy this morning? Can everybody go take a big, try to pull in some. Down 20%, up. What did someone say? The Dow, the market is down 20%, up 1%. Joy. It is something. It is something. Okay. So hit the thumbs up, hit the like. Make sure you hit the like button, the thumbs up. It does affect the algorithm. More people become aware of who we are, where we are, what we are. Great conversation. One of the best conversations we've had on this channel was yesterday for our Lemon Legends. At first I was like, well, is this conversation going to be relatable to a relatively large amount of people? I thought maybe it was too niche because it was a Lemon Legends. But as it turns out, the feedback that we have gotten from the comments are like, wow, this was great. This was honest. So glad. Thank you for doing this, because I feel like we're all in need of group therapy. So someone said Tesla's up. That's good. I'm glad. I'm happy the market's up. Okay. I'm happy that let's hope it continues to go up despite Donald Trump not knowing what he's doing. As I said, the market will eventually go up. We'll figure out a way to correct it, but not because of him. We know that. So hello, sir, from California. Hello, let me know where you are. So a little bit of good news. So I'm glad that the market is up. And I'm going to talk to you about something. I'm going to play in interviews just so I like to give you receipts. Okay. But let me just fill you in on what is going on right now. Okay. So, this is Hot Topics, by the way. Welcome, everybody. If you're following us, if you're watching us on the YouTube, hello. If you're watching us on the TikTok, hello. If you're watching us on the Facebook and the Instagram, hello. Make sure you hit the like, the thumbs up, smash the screen. So happy that you're with us. Thank you for your support. Welcome to all the new members. We have new members coming in already. So thank you. Hit the subscribe button. It's right near the Don Lemon Show logo on the bottom right of your screen. Now, I took the scroll down because you guys said it was annoying. When I took the scroll down, the subscription started going down. So I'm going to have to put that scroll back up because you're not hitting the thumbs up and you're not hitting the subscription. And that scroll reminded people throughout the show. but you thought it was too cable news-like, that it was annoying, let me know. I might put it back up unless you guys, do your thing. Okay, so look, let's talk about, we have the second SignalGate, and let's talk about people failing up. Not everybody has the opportunity to do that. Remember, this is supposed to be a merit-based society. Ha, 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 ha. That is some bullshit. It has never been a merit-based society. And as long as the people who are in control of our government right now, it is never going to be a merit-based society, because they think merit-based means what? Men, white men. I'm just going to be honest. And they're like, these women, these women are taking our jobs. They don't care what ethnicity the women are. I'm just saying. And you guys know I'm telling the damn truth. So can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Okay, so look, here we go. SignalGate 2, right? And everybody stand by your man until you can't stand by your man no more. I'm not just some little Tammy Wynette standing by my man. Let me know if you remember that. Let's see how seasoned you guys are. So minutes before, U.S. fighter jets took off to begin strikes against Iranian-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen last month, Army General Michael Eric Kurilla used a secure U.S. government system to send detailed information about the operation to Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, as the story goes. Now let me keep reading, everyone. Come into the room. And let's continue to read into the book. The material Kurilla sent included details about when U.S. fighters would take off and when they would hit their targets. Is everybody paying attention, class? Okay. Details that could, if they fell into the wrong hands, put the pilots of those fighters into grave danger. But he was doing exactly what he was supposed to, providing Hegseth, his superior, with information he needed to know, and using a system specifically designed to safely transmit sensitive and classified information. However, but Hegseth used his personal phone to send some of the information Kurilla had given him to his wife, meaning Hegseth's wife, his brother, meaning Hegseth's brother. Now, this is Hegseth doing it after a subordinate sent the information to Hegseth, who is his boss, through the right channel, the secure channel. And then Hegseth said, man, fuck that. I'm going to send the shit to my wife. I'm going to send it to my brother. I'm going to send it to my personal attorney on an unsecure texting platform. But according to Hegseth, he did nothing wrong. Not a thing, not one thing. It's the, quote, entire Pentagon that is at fault. It's not Pete Hegseth. Who? Me? I'm Pete Hegseth. I can do whatever I want. Remember, I am the overconfident white dude who keeps failing up. A lot of people ain't going to like this. I am the overconfident white dude that keeps failing up. You know, bro. Because these jobs are supposed to be merit-based. DEI, these people are getting our jobs. It's all the people in the Pentagon's fault. It's not my fault. I didn't fuck up. I never fuck up. I always do the right thing. It's the people around me. They're just jealous. They don't understand my genius and what I'm doing. Trying to make America great and safe again. You fucking idiot. Have you ever had a boss like that? Have you ever seen that? You know that guy. And all you can do is this. And then you go back and you're like, did y'all hear that shit? This fool, after the meeting, after the morning meeting, after the meeting or whatever, you're just like, this, Lord help us, have mercy. Oh my God, we're in trouble. God, I told him that guy, I told him. They got their marching orders. You guys think I'm crazy. Come on now. Tell me, true buffoonery, Nicole Miller. Tell me you guys don't know that guy. We all know that guy. We've all had a boss like that. We've all had someone we work with. We have all had that guy at the gym. What about the guy at the Little League? What about the guy who's doing the pickup basketball with just everyone who's like, yeah, no, that was, look, in the real rules, this is what you're supposed to do, bro. Come on, man. You know him. Oh, that guy. You know him about Jen Leonard. You know that guy. That is Pete Hegseth and others. That guy. Come on, bro. Let me tell you how this is supposed to work. Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you how this is. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. You couldn't do this. They don't know. You're like, oh, well, I've only been doing this for 50 fucking years, and you just showed up on the scene and you think you know what the hell you're doing? Really? Yeah, you don't know. You're a fucking affirmative action hire, DEI hire. You don't know. Well, why don't you know that? Well, of course I know. I'm the white dude. The boss picked me. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Okay. Too much? I say not enough. Because I like telling people the truth. So before I play for you one Pete Hegseth, this is an article. I'm not going to play the interview yet. I'm going to save that for a few minutes. I'm going to give that a minute. But this is an article from Axios. Let's look at this article. That is from Axios. Okay. Hegseth siege mentality that he's talking about. And I got the goods. I've got the goods. I had the interview. Now, in this interview, do you think Pete Hegseth takes responsibility? Maybe he does. Maybe he's humbled himself. Maybe he apologizes in this interview. Maybe he says, look, I did something wrong. I'm sorry. I deserve another chance. I've learned from my mistakes. Can we go through this, please? Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is locked in open warfare with his own Pentagon, a hotbed of distrust and dysfunction that commands the most powerful military on the face of the earth. Why does it matter? No Trump cabinet official has endured more turmoil in less time than Hegseth, who survived a nasty confrontation battle only to be burned again and again by leaks, blunders, and now backlash from his own handpicked aides. Wow, this story reminds me of something. This story reminds me of something about a year or two ago. It's almost like deja vu. All the leaking, all the palace intrigue inside the newsroom. What does this remind me of? Same kind of guy. I don't know. I just whatever. Yo, some people know what I'm talking about. Others don't. President Trump is so far standing firmly behind Hegseth, a former Fox News host tapped to lead a radical overhaul of the largest and most complex agency in the U.S. government. But inside the Pentagon, the knives are out. Inside the newsroom. Inside the Pentagon, the knives are out, testing Trump's tolerance for chaos when it is not his own. Zoom in. Hegseth, whose on-camera talent helped endear him to Trump, lashed out Monday when asked about news reports that he shared sensitive military plans in a second Signal chat with his wife, brother, and personal lawyer. Just days earlier, 3 top Pentagon officials, including 2 of Hegseth's closest aides, were fired after investigation into alleged leaks. All 3 vigorously denied the accusations. Let me tell you how this goes. So it is Hegseth, I'm going to say allegedly, reportedly, who is leaking to the press. And his the people around him, allegedly, reportedly. And then Hegseth blames others around him because the leaks are backfiring, because when he calls or someone from his office allegedly, reportedly calls for a leak, then that sparks those reporters to call other people who work with him to get confirmation. And then more people start to leak when actually it is the fault of the person who's accusing of them of leaking and firing people for allegedly leaking. It is the paranoia, because the puffery is in their heads. They believe, yeah, I'm qualified, but in their hearts, they're nervous and scared because deep down they know they're not qualified, but they could never allow, what the super ego or whatever it is, they can't confirm that to themselves, because it would be a break in their psychosis or whatever. It would just break them psychologically. I've seen it all before. Boom, boom, boom. Old people be knowing. And so I'm going to tell you. So anyway, what a big surprise that a few leakers get fired and suddenly a bunch of hit pieces come out from the same media that peddled the Russia hoax, Hegseth said at a White House Easter egg roll. Okay, so Hegseth knows, because he's worked in the media. He knows how this game is played. You think that Hegseth, who's worked in the media, doesn't have people around him who's worked in the media, isn't like telling people, I've worked in the media. I know like who to call. I know all this stuff. So that's how this all works. Now, we're going to get down to the nitty gritty and I'm going to show you the evidence. But let me just tell you this, family. Let me just tell you this, fam, because I love you so much that our channel, your channel, is growing. And so we are so happy that you are here and that you're helping this channel grow, that has become so successful that we now have sponsors. And today's show is sponsored by, the support from the show comes from Shopify. Okay. And Shopify, look, you see it right there. Go to shopify.com/lemon. Just go check it out. Just go. I'm telling you, everybody, click it. Shopify.com/DonLemon. Go there and check it out. If you have a small business, if you're thinking about starting a small business, if you know someone who has a small business or who is as a big business, someone who's interested in being an entrepreneur, if you're interested in working for yourself, go to shopify.com/DonLemon. They can help you out with a website, everything. They can help you do it. Okay. And so if you're starting a new business, it can be overwhelming. I know my business is just a year old. I'm like, wow, oh my gosh, it's a bit overwhelming. I'd never been an entrepreneur in this way, but here I am now. You need a website, you need a pay system, you need a logo, you need a way to advertise to new customers. It can be overwhelming, it can be confusing, but thankfully, that's where today's sponsor, Shopify, comes in. Shopify makes it super easy to create your own website and easy to set up your own merch store, which we are getting merch. I got more samples yesterday. I may preview them to you in just a little bit. And guess what? Shopify is going to be our platform where we're going to set up our merch. It's going to be our merch store. So once we have the Don Lemon Show merch, we're going to make sure to set up the commerce site using Shopify. Shopify is a commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world. 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Allbirds and Untuckit to brands just getting started, like us. I'm not ashamed to admit that. Everybody starts somewhere. So what if I can't design a website? Shopify's got you from the get-go with beautiful, ready-to-go templates to match your brand style. What if I need a hand? They can help you with everyday tasks, enhancing product images, writing product descriptions, generating discount codes with Shopify's AI tools created for commerce. Okay, so it can help you brand yourself. It can help you with social media campaigns. They can help you with easy to run emails, all of it. And if you get stuck, they have 24/7 customer service. So here's what I say. Turn those dreams into a reality. Okay? Give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Give your dreams the best shot at success with Shopify. I'm getting tongue-tied because I'm all excited about Shopify. Sign up Here's the thing. I was talking to one of our lemon legends yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw this, made money. And she said she wanted to start her own business and that this particular sponsor came along at the right time and she was going to check it out. So sign up for your $1 per month trial, $1 per month. That's it. And start selling today at shopify.com/lemon, shopify.com/lemon. Go to shopify.com/lemon. Okay. And then you can turn your dreams, your ka-ching into a reality. Turn your dreams into a reality. So thank you, Shopify. So happy that you're our sponsor. We appreciate it. We love it. We love it. Now, let's get back, as Paul Harvey would say. Now, for the rest of the story. So Pete Hegseth, this is his second scandal with SignalGate, right, on this platform. I told you about how his underling, whatever subordinate, gave him the information through the proper channels, and then he turns around and shares it with his wife, his brother, and his personal attorney. Okay, and so this is Pete Hegseth failing up. So then that was the. Let me finish the Axios article, and then I'm going to get to you to him. Let's go back to where we left off with the Axios article. Okay, so this is what the media does. He continued, turning to look directly into the camera. They take anonymous sources from disgruntled former employees, and then they try to slash and burn people and ruin their reputations. Not going to work with me. Holy shit, I've lived this, people. The paranoia from the dude who's incompetent at the top and is blaming everyone around him, is paranoid and thinks everybody is leaking and is blaming people for leaking. And then he sends out his minions to find out who is leaking when it's actually him and his minions who are doing the leaking, and they're stirring it up. They're the ones who are agitating the media to look for news stories and more stories because they're so fucking paranoid. I've lived this story before. Mark my words. Watch what happens. I stand by my guy. For you guys losing the confidence of the Pentagon, I stand by him. Recruitment is up. All this is up. But does it matter that he did something that is possibly, that is something that is surely reckless, but that breaks protocol, and that is a national security risk? That doesn't matter? Because recruitment is up. So it doesn't matter if you do something wrong. Broke into the bank. Well, hey, look, there's a lot of money in there that we could use for people, so he broke into the bank. But it doesn't matter that he's wrong. That excuse, Donald Trump, makes no sense. It does not matter. Those things that you're saying, those are false excuses. Reality check. Former Pentagon spokesman John Uyat, who resigned just last week, did not hide behind anonymity when he uncorked a scathing op-ed in Politico on Sunday suggesting Trump should fire Hegseth. Uyat, a longtime Trump loyalist who touted his early support for Hegseth, said the Pentagon has been in full-blown meltdown for the past month and that more bombshell leaks should be expected. I'm scared for our national security, says M. Gray in the chat. You are right. Senate Republicans. This is what Senate Republicans are saying. The media wants to destroy anyone implementing President Trump's agenda. Oh my God. That's why they are so eager to publish stories from anonymous, disgruntled former DOD employees. This is such a soft, weak, as the right wing says, soy boy beta response. Did they chat GPT this? Or did they take it from the, what do you call it? The publicist playbook. Go to page, let's see, which response do we want? To go to page, this is page 32, media, let's do disgruntled employees. One. Okay, yeah, number 30, page 32, number 7. Let's put out that response. That one always works. It's bullshit and they know it. They feel like, oh, we have to do this because they want to kiss Donald Trump's ass because they're afraid of him. The intrigue. This is what happens when the entire Pentagon is working against you. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt and Fox News told Fox News in an interview defending Hegseth. Leavitt's quote was then amplified by the Defense Department's rapid response account on X with the word entire in all caps. The extraordinary claim that the nerve center of American military power is actively working to sabotage its own civilian leader reflects the depth of suspicion that has taken root inside the Pentagon. Now, y'all, do you really think the entire Pentagon is out to get Pete Hegseth? The entire Pentagon was there on his phone, typing away onto Signal highly sensitive material to his family members. The entire Pentagon was doing it. It wasn't Pete Hegseth doing it. It was the entire Pentagon. And because the entire Pentagon is concerned that he was doing that, as the entire world is concerned, except for Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth and Caroline Leavitt and I guess the Senate, the Republicans in the Senate. Therefore, it is somebody else's fault, not Pete Hegseth's fault. Like, so when does it become Pete Hegseth's fault and when does it become Donald Trump's fault? When do they take responsibility? So there's an interview on the Fox News that Pete Hegseth did. Now, let's see. Maybe he apologized. Maybe he took some responsibility. Maybe he said, not everybody's out to get against me. I need to do better. I'm learning in this job. There are people who said, look, there was an honest person who people would be like, oh, that's cool. He said, look, this is a big job. It's a huge learning curve. And I am, in some instances, I have to tell you, I am building the plane as I'm flying, and I'm learning on the job. But I want to do right by the American people and for the people who has entrusted me with their success and their future. And that's the people who work at the Pentagon, who do great jobs, and I respect them more than anything. So, I can do better. Right? That's what Pete Hegseth said, right? Okay, let's see. Roll it.
Why do you have confidence?
Because he's doing a great job. Great job. Ask the Houthis how he's doing. Everybody's happy with him. We have the highest recruitment numbers I think they've had in 28 years. No, he's doing a great job. It's just fake news.
Well, that was President Trump doubling down on his support for Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth 24 hours ago, denying a New York Times report about sharing sensitive.
Okay, fake news that's probably on page 1 of the playbook. It's fake news. I should have said, because I think this everyone is out to get me is probably higher than page 32. It's probably on page 1. That fake news and everybody's out to get me. That would be page 1. Okay, keep going.
Information on another Signal chat called Team Huddle. Here to set the record straight himself, the current Secretary of State, Pete Hegseth, former host right here.
Pause. Did you guys hear that Freudian slip? Did anybody catch that? Oh, did anybody catch that? Wow, I didn't even catch that. Oh my gosh, the first time. Whoops. Maybe he meant to say former Fox News anchor. I don't know, but he said former Secretary of State. Oh, shit. Okay, keep going.
On another Signal chat called Team Huddle. Here to set the record straight himself, the current Secretary of State, Pete Hegseth, former host right here on Fox and Friends. Pete, hey, great Brian. To see you, Mr. Secretary.
Great to see you.
So your thoughts on what's been reporting of Team Huddle and the Signal chat that the New York Times says took place between you, your wife, and your brother and some others?
So, Brian, if you remember when this all started, the first go-around, because this is the second go-around, right? They peddle old stuff, they kick it back up. I said repeatedly, no one's texting war plans. You know why I said that? Because I'm in the bowels of the Pentagon.
All right, pause. I should have just done, I'm sorry, producers. You told me. I should have just started and done the whole show with this. Is he dancing? I wasn't just testing war plans. I mean, is he dancing? Seriously, back it up a little bit. Look at this guy. Come on, y'all. Look at this guy. Really? Back it up a little bit, please. Is he dancing? He's dancing. Okay, keep going. And listen to his voice. And look, oh my God, look at the pocket square. Keep going. Oh my God. And go on.
So,
Watch
Brian,
it.
if you remember when this all started, the first go around, because this is the second go around, right? They peddle old stuff, they kick it back up. I said repeatedly, no one's texting war plans. You know why I said that? Because I'm in the bowels of the Pentagon every single day. Just 10 minutes ago, I was looking at actual war plans of things that were ongoing or pending things to happen, because that's on a regular basis on classified systems. That's my job for the war fighters, for the President of the United States.
All right,
I look
stop.
at war
Is
plans.
anybody else going, dude, you're not helping yourself. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shh. Hey. Like someone should just come over and go, tap him on the shoulder and go, yes. Sir, yes. You're not helping yourself. Shh. You probably want to be quiet. Nobody wants to hear about like war plans. Like, you're scaring us. Really? Am I? Yes, you're scaring us. And you're scaring them. Like, this is going out to everybody's going to hear this. Yeah, okay. But I want them to know that I was not texting war plans. Okay, but this isn't helping. Let him talk.
Every single day. What was shared over Signal, then and now, however you characterize it, was informal, unclassified coordinations for media coordination and other things. That's what I've said from the beginning. At the beginning, it was left-wing reporters from The Atlantic who got a hold of it and then wanted to create a problem for the president. This is what it's all about.
It was left-wing reporters from The Atlantic who got a hold of it who wanted to create a problem for the president. Did the left-wing reporter, that's what you call him, did the left-wing reporter, in your estimation, hack into your chat? No. The reporter was added. The reporter didn't ask for this. The reporter was sitting there going, first of all, the reporter was like, I'm being punked, right? This is not real. Let me just hang out to see what's going on because I know this shit is not real. Okay. And then it was like, am I being punked? And then it was like, wait a minute. Then when the bomb started, we're like, oh shit, this is real. And then the reporter said, I shouldn't be in here. I'm getting out. But it was starting. A left-wing reporter at The Atlantic wanted to cause trouble for the president. The reporter never asked for this. And why isn't this Fox News host stopping him and saying, excuse me, sir, Mr. Hegseth, Mr. Secretary, that reporter didn't ask to be in that chat. So how is it the reporter's fault? Well, you just let me finish. Because, anyways, look at this guy. Look at his body language. He's like a kid. This is like a college bro. Look, bro. Let me tell you, bro. Don't talk shit. Bro, let me tell you. Bro, it wasn't my fault, dude. Bro, I'll come telling you, bro. Talking too fast. Who said that? LKF. Talking too fast. Come on, bro. Keep going.
Trying to get at President Trump and his agenda. Now, here at the Defense Department, because, Brian, I want this to be very clear. We take the classification of information very important. It's very significant to us that we safeguard it. And so when we had leaks.
Has he really answered the question? Because he's gone, seriously, within not even 30 seconds, he's gone over like 4 or 5 different things. He's gone from dancing, saying I wasn't doing it, to a left-wing reporter, to going after the president's agenda, to I am looking over war plans and I'm doing it right now and I did it before, to now we care about. This is like 5 different subjects in 30 seconds. So thank you, LKF, whatever. He's talking too fast. It's like a word salad. I don't believe this guy's long for this world. And I don't mean on the lighting. I mean long for the Pentagon head of the defense secretary world. I don't believe it. I've seen this all before. Let's keep going. Fast talking.
Which we have had here. We did a serious leak investigation. And through that leak investigation, unfortunately, we found some folks that we believe were not holding to the protocols that we hold dear here at the Defense Department.
Pause,
Through
because
that
this is giving me,
investigation-
oh my gosh, I'm having PTSD. I've lived through this exact kind of the leakers, everybody's leaking around me. Why are people leaking? Perhaps because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And the boss is not listening. And so people, perhaps, if they are leaking, need to vent their frustration because they're like, oh my God, we're on a sinking ship. There is incompetence all around us. No one is paying attention to us. Help, 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 help. New York Times, can you help? Axios, can you help? Somebody, Washington Post, help. Please help us. The guy in charge is an idiot. And guess what? He's in charge of the biggest fucking military in the world. We are in trouble. Somebody please help us. If they are leaking, mate, could that be why? Keep going.
They have been moved on, and that investigation continues. As a result of that, everything we do here is above board, trying to make sure that we safeguard information. In this point, those folks who were leaking, who have been pushed out of the building, are now attempting to leak and sabotage the president's agenda and what we're doing. And that's unfortunate. It's not what I do. It's not how we operate. And so you've got another allegation being pushed again, not based on how we're operating around here. We're for the warfighters. We're for the president. And none of this is based in reality.
So, Mr. Secretary, I guess I can
pause.
conclude.
None of this is based in reality. None of it is based in reality. So he's denying that. Did he actually deny that it happened? That he put his whatever? Or is he just saying that there wasn't classified or whatever? Because then I'm not sure what is not based in reality. Because we know it's real because Jeffrey Goldberg in the first one, we had the receipts. And then on this one, he's not saying that I didn't add my brother. He never said I didn't add my brother and didn't add my wife. I didn't do whatever. But he's saying none of it's based in reality. Okay, I don't. Do you guys know? Do you understand what he's saying? Because I don't. Maybe. What's this guy's name? Sorry, can you guys remember the anchor's name? I should know this guy's name. Shit. And Fox and Friends. Anyway, Fox and Friends. What's his name? He's not Steve Doocy. It is Steve Doocy. I can't remember his name. But anyways, I know him for years. I can't remember his name. Anyways, let's go.
We know some bizarre situation with Michael Waltz happened with the first time the whole thing with the Signal app came out. You believe this came out. They said it was called Team Huddle because one of the people who work for you, one of the three who no longer are there, leaked this out as a way to get back at you?
That's right, Brian. When you dismiss people,
Brian killing me. That's
classified information. And again, the investigation is ongoing, and that will take time.
Okay, back up to the end of his question. That's good. Whatever. Blah, 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 blah. That's right, Brian. What's right, Brian? Did you guys work on these questions together, Brian? Brian, kill me. Thank you. I got it. Thank you so much. Someone said Greg Kelly. It's not Greg Kelly. Greg Kelly was, I forget where Greg Kelly is now. OAN, Newsmax, News Nation, something like that. Yeah, this shit is hilarious, right? Should I just let it play? Should I stop interrupting? I'm sorry. Okay. But watch this question Brian has, and then Brian was like, how do I phrase this question? Blah, blah, blah. Maybe they should have let Steve Doocy do this. Because Steve Doocy, at least, I'm not saying has been somewhat after he figured out that after it came across in the New York Post that small businesses would be paying for the tariffs. He's like, ooh, like a light bulb went off in his head. So I don't know. Maybe they should have let somebody else do this, but here we go. Keep going.
So one of the people who work for you, one of the three who no longer are there, leaked this out as a way to get back at you?
That's right, Brian. When you dismiss people who you believe are leaking classified information, and again, the investigation is ongoing and that will take time, and when the evidence produced, it will go to DOJ, why would it surprise anybody, Brian, if those very same people keep leaking to the very same reporters whatever information they think they can have to try to sabotage the agenda of the president or the secretary. So once a leaker, always a leaker, often a leaker. And so we looked for leakers because we take it very seriously. And we will do the investigation. Right. And if those people are exonerated, fantastic.
Oh my God.
We don't think, based on what we understand, that it's going to be a good day for a number of those individuals because of what was found in the investigation. So if they want to keep leaking and pushing and peddling things that try to sabotage the president's agenda, that's unfortunate. But that's how leaking works in this town. We're focused on recruiting, on rooting out DEI, on securing our southwest border, on the president's agenda, and it's going very well at the Pentagon.
Okay, Paul.
Right.
Okay. So Brian is like even going like, okay, right. Okay, all right. Do you guys ever notice that it's always about the leaking? Now, here's the thing that I have about leaking. Now, I'm not a big fan of leaking. I've not been a leaker. I've been accused of being a leaker, but I'm not, because I will tell you to your face that I don't think you're qualified, that I don't think you know what you're doing. And that's probably why I'm an independent journalist right now. I don't have to go to the fucking newspaper to do that. I will tell you in front of everybody in the company. I'll tell you in your office. I'll tell you at a lunch, at a dinner. I'll tell you. You don't understand. I'll tell you. And I have done it. So I don't have to go to the thing. But here's the thing that gets me about the leaking. Why is he so concerned about the leaking instead of the accuracy of what it is? Because many times when people leak, it's like a whistleblower. When they go, oh, we got rid of the whistleblower. Well, was the whistleblower telling the truth? Was the leaker telling the truth? Is that information accurate that the leaker is giving out? Perhaps it is. Perhaps that leaker feels like they had no other repercussion, remediation, or whatever it is, recourse, is to like say, hey, we need some help. Now, did you just see that little performance there? Because I'm watching and I'm going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Now, if Donald Trump is watching that, he's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Nancy, yes. Or Bob, Bob, yes. Can you tell Pete Hegseth to come to the Oval Office right after he does this interview? Yes, sir. All right. Click. Hi, Pete. Sit down. Now, Pete, you know, I nominated you for this, and I wanted you to be appointed. I fought hard for you to be appointed. And so, you know, what's going on? What was it? What was the point? What was that interview? What was that performance that you gave? You didn't have to do that. That's how most bosses would be like, okay, you don't have to do that. That did not help the situation. Now, I want you to settle down. That's how that conversation went. Or it's going to go like, man, you know, I tried. You know, I've stood behind you. But I think you should know that it's not looking good at this point. Or it's going to be like, yeah, okay, you're out of here. I'm going to set an interim. We're going to release it at such and such. You want to keep it quiet. You want to announce. You want to step down. You let me know. Now, the kind thing would be, why don't you announce it and say that I've decided that I've decided that I'm too much of a distraction, that I was doing a good job, but the distraction has become way too much in the media, and I don't want to distract from the good work that the president is doing, the mission of the president's whatever agenda. Today is the April 22nd. Let's see how long before one of those conversations happens. I mean, look at this performance. If this person was in your employ and you had stood by them, how would you feel about this little performance? Go on, keep going.
The Signal app is what everyone uses. We're all finding that out now because of the Chinese have infected and sabotaged, gotten involved in almost every other communications apparatus over the last 4 years. So that's where you're communicating. You say it took place, but there was no classified material in it. Over the last few days, your senior advisor, Dan Caldwell, Darren Selnick, Colin Carroll, who is Chief of Staff, Deputy Secretary of Defense. The other one, Darren, is now former Deputy Chief of Staff, were let go. Did you let them go?
Right. It was a result of an investigation ongoing at the Pentagon where we identified there was sufficient evidence, potentially, again, there's an investigation ongoing that will have to complete itself, sufficient evidence to believe that they or others near them were party to leaking. And then I have a statutory responsibility. Brian.
Okay, but
if I believe that's
personal, is he supposed to be saying this about people's personal employment? I'm just saying, is this something that is suable? Is this a lawsuit waiting to happen? I don't know. Keep going.
case to ultimately ensure they no longer have access to that and that the investigation commences. There are a lot of ways to communicate in this building. I do it every day. I was just doing it this morning. Official channels by which we communicate classified information. If you want to do it and do it the right way, you should. If we think you are leaking to the press, that's a very real problem. We take that very seriously at the Pentagon. I'm here to do one job. One job for the president and the American people. Secure the country. America first, peace through strength. I don't have time for leakers. I don't have time for the hoax press
America
that peddles
first.
old stories from disgruntled employees. We should be talking about the decimation of the Houthis, how we're pushing back the Chinese, how we have a new defense area at the southern border. Instead, disgruntled former employees are peddling things to try to save their ass.
If you don't want people talking about that, then stop fucking up. Stop doing fucked up shit. If you want people to talk about the stuff that you're doing, that you're talking about, stop going on Signal and doing dumb shit. Stop coming on Fox and Friends and looking like an idiot. America first. This is what we do. We don't like the leakers. America first. Make America great. Slogan, slogan, dance, dance. We don't like leakers. Because we, don't know what the fuck we are doing. Then don't do it. Shut the fuck up. Oh my God, this is just unbelievable. Dumb shit, period. Keep going.
Did you?
And ultimately, that's it's not going to work.
Mr. Secretary, did you find this out, or did they come to you? Because I know you know these guys. Like these are the guys you picked, especially Caldwell, and they worked for you for your previous job before you got over to Fox. And they said that they have not been asked about their phones. They weren't asked about communications. They didn't go through. They didn't take a polygraph. So why would they be let go and not be investigated?
Well, Brian, when there were a series of serious leaks at the Pentagon, which there were, Panama Canal plans, Elon Musk's visit, you name it, any number of things, and there's 4 or 5, 6.
Hold on a second. Should he be talking about this right now? Yes, I'm on TV. Sir, wait a minute. Sorry. This is it. I'm on TV. Sir, we're not supposed to be talking about the Panama Canal or Elon Musk. That's also sensitive information. What? But oh. So perhaps you shouldn't say anything. Okay. I got this. By the way, there's been no evidence that they did what you're saying. Keep going.
7 things. We said enough is enough. We're gonna launch a leak investigation, which we did, which was then handed over to OSI, which is the special investigators here at DOD. Right. Through that investigation, information was surfaced, which created a responsibility to take action. That's how it works when you when you actually investigate leaks, Brian. So it's easy to say, oh, we asked everybody and everybody said they're good. Or you can take it seriously and say, we don't think leaks are okay at this department. So we're going to investigate. And when we investigate, we'll take it anywhere it leads. And unfortunately, Brian, to your point, and again, if 1 or 2 of these guys is exonerated after an investigation, great. That's what investigations are for. But we took it seriously. It led to some unfortunate places.
These people, now their reputations have been sullied, their credibility. Oh my God, just shut up, Pete. Power Dynamics, thank you. This is TV gold. So it's always this, like an interview that gets people fired where they reveal too much. Y'all know what I'm talking about, don't you? Y'all, I've lived this before. Just do some Googling. Go to the Googling machine. They are the same people. It is fucking crazy. It's always that guy. If you know what I'm talking, it's always that guy. This guy right here. Does anyone at the Pentagon have a mirror? Can someone at the Pentagon or in the Trump administration or anywhere, can they just please, can you just go over to Pete Hegseth's office? Not the one he keeps looking in every day that is coated with hairspray and blot powder. But just hold up a mirror and say, bruh, you're probably going to fire me. But let me just say this. You look like an ass clown. Like, yeah, made money. Just walk away, Pete. Just like walk away from the camera, bro. Just walk off. But hey, you look like an ass clown, bro. Like, just speak to him in the language that he's used to. You look like an ass clown, bro. What? You see? Yeah, bro. Sorry. I know, look, probably insubordination or whatever, but you look dumb as shit in that interview. And all the shit that you're saying is just, it just makes you look bad. And it makes us look bad. So I don't care if you fire me, you can throw me out, but this is some dumb, man. President should never pick you for this job. Could you just resign? I know you're going to fire me, but all of my people who worked out in the office, they hate you. They think you're stupid. We know you don't know what you're doing. The only person who doesn't know that you don't know what you're doing is you. I'm just saying. Okay. Keep going. I love this is TV gold.
People I have known for quite some time, but it's not my job to protect them. It's my job to protect national security, the President of the United States, and let the investigation go where it is. So when that evidence is gathered sufficiently, and this has all happened very quickly, it will be handed over to DOJ, and those people will be prosecuted if necessary. The leakers know who they are, and we know over time the truth will be told, and we stand firm behind that. Leaking is not okay in national security policy, and we will stand behind that every day of the week.
It looks like Carol and Selnick intend to sue for wrongful termination. And again, they didn't ask to take a polygraph test. Do you know Joe Casper? Is he still your chief of staff? Is he leaving?
Suing for wrongful
Joe's a great guy. He's a great American. He has done a fantastic job for us at the Defense Department, securing the southwest border, getting a beachhead here at the Pentagon.
Okay.
He's staying with us, going to be in a slightly...
All right, I've had enough. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Have you had enough? Now, you guys know Mark Kelly, right? Senator Mark Kelly, honorable fighter pilot, astronaut, all that shit. I mean, just amazing. Excuse me, I shouldn't be more respectful. All that stuff. Amazing, honorable man. This is what he said would happen to him if he did the same thing.
Senator Kelly, when you were a Navy pilot, what would have happened to you if you had shared a battle plan with a family member?
Yeah, Lawrence, I would have gotten fired. I probably would have been prosecuted under the UCMJ for doing that. This is the most sensitive information we have. They say it's not classified. Of course, this kind of information is classified. Launch time, the platform, as you mentioned, F-18 Hornet, time over targets, information about weapon systems, where they're going. You've got to, this information needs to be so closely held, because if it leaks out, it puts people's lives at risk. And I'll tell you what, when during the first Gulf War, where I was flying combat missions over Iraq, not in any world would I have thought that Dick Cheney was going to release details about our strike. This is unacceptable. And we saw this coming with this guy, right? He wasn't in any way up to the task, up to the job of being the Secretary of Defense.
Thank you, Mark Kelly. Now let's see if some Republicans, especially the top one who is in the White House, will grow some balls and do the right thing and get rid of this dude. But we know the cognitive dissonance in the White House, that people from Republicans, especially even at Fox News, right, that they just cannot see reality, even when it is presented in their faces. Will Cain, over on the Fox News, and play him for a second. Pete Hegseth, though, cannot. Someone needs to hold up a mirror to him. They cannot see reality. Perhaps that is the environment, the thing that happens if you ever worked at Fox News. That's maybe that's a prerequisite to be a host over there. Now, you guys remember, you heard the conversation. You heard it many times of Donald Trump saying that he wanted to send people here in America who commit crimes to overseas gulags, prisons. And somehow Republicans and Fox News hosts didn't hear him say, I want to build some more prisons in El Salvador, Mr. El Salvador president, Mr. Bukele, build some more. Apparently, for some reason, I don't know, Will Cain did not get the message. I have some Will Cain stories, but anyways, here we go. Here's Will Cain with Maxwell Frost, representative.
We move forward, I have to stop down with what you just said. Donald Trump's made a statement about wanting to deport American citizens. Do you have that in front of you? I've not seen that statement. Can you please quote where that comes from, that he would like to deport American citizens?
He said it in the Oval Office. He said he wants to go for homegrowns next, people born and raised in the United States. Citizens.
Do you have anything?
And then
do you have anything besides your word on that? I have not seen that. So beyond your word, do you have the source of that? I would love to see that clip or that transcript of him saying he wants to deport American citizens.
In the same meeting, President Trump also floated deporting U.S. citizens.
We also have homegrown criminals. I'd like to include them in the group of people to get them out of the country, but you'll have to be looking at the laws on that.
Before the meeting, Trump can be heard on a live stream shared by the Salvadoran president's team. Trump telling Bukele he may need more prisons.
Homegrowns are next. The homegrowns. You got to build about 5 more places.
Could we use it for violent criminals, our own violent criminals?
I call them homegrown criminals.
Yes.
I mean, the
homegrowns.
The ones that grew up and something went wrong and they hit people over the head with a baseball bat. We have, and push people into subways just before the train gets there, like you see happening sometimes. We are looking into it and we want to do it. I would love to do that.
Pause. Okay, so did Will Cain not see that? I guess he didn't. It's just like the folks at Fox News did not see that, did not know that tariffs were a tax on the consumer and the business owner, especially the small business owner, until they saw a report in the New York Post, which is a right-wing paper. And so they didn't somehow figure it out. And so Will Cain hasn't seen that interview, that photo op in the Oval Office. Well, maybe he'll cop to it. Let's see if he'll cop to it. Maybe he'll say, oh, I'm sorry, I missed all of that. Let's see. Or will he make an excuse?
I challenged him, by the way, on the idea that President Trump wanted to deport homegrown citizens. Here is the clip referenced by Maxwell Frost from the Oval Office of President Trump talking about homegrown criminals.
I'd like to go a step further. I mean, I said it to Pam. I don't know what the laws are. We always have to obey the laws, but we also have homegrown criminals that push people into subways, that hit elderly ladies on the back of the head with a baseball bat when they're not looking, that are absolute monsters. I'd like to include them in the group of people to get them out of the country.
And he goes on right after that to say, but we have to obey the law. It will always be to obey the law. After years of very fine people, among other hoaxes, I'm suspicious of any Democrat quoting President Trump in full context. And I make no apologies, none, on not being able to know or recall that specific clip, because it doesn't reinforce my fever dream Handmaid's Tale vision of America, where Lily, who reads The Bulwark on the Upper West Side, is about to be deported right after Kilmar Abrego Garcia. President Donald Trump was clearly talking about obeying the law.
Holy shit. am I the only one who is like, what the fuck are you talking about? There it is right there. Don't we have Donald Trump on Fox talking about homegrowns for like 2 minutes? Don't we have that, guys?
Yeah, we have that.
Okay, well, what the fuck is Will Kane talking about? Okay, go ahead, play it. Please play it, just so maybe Will Kane will get a little clip of this. Let's see.
He's made it a very safe place. People go and they feel very secure and safe. He's also built one, but other also prisons, very big ones, and we're using his system because we're getting rid of our criminals from out of the United States that were allowed to come in by Biden. We're getting them out. And the president is helping us with that, President Bukele. So I was very impressed with him, really very impressed. Great guy.
Could we use it for violent criminals, our own violent criminals?
I call them homegrown criminals.
Yes.
I mean, the
homegrowns.
The ones that grew up and something went wrong and they hit people over the head with a baseball bat. We have, and push people into subways just before the train gets there, like you see happening sometimes. We are looking into it and we want to do it. I would love to do that.
Well, maybe Will doesn't speak English. He didn't hear it. But that was on wasn't that on like Fox, one of its Latino channels? Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know what to say to you. I don't know. Delusion is not just a river in Delusia. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's what I want to show you. Everyone, I have not read this, but I'm getting it from so much incoming on this. And I haven't read it, but I want to read it with you. Did you guys see this op-ed from Larry David? You guys know Larry David, right? It's an op-ed. Apparently, it's about Bill Maher, but it says Larry David, My Dinner with Adolf. It's a guest opinion column that is in the New York Times. And Larry David, just so you know, Larry David is the creator of, executive producer and creator of Curb Your Enthusiasm, right? Which is a very popular show on HBO. Excuse me. He was also the creator, producer, I think, writer behind the Seinfeld show. That was original. So it wasn't really Seinfeld. I guess, later Seinfeld was the guy who did it, but it was a Larry David creation. So apparently everyone is going off on this because Bill Maher had a dinner with Donald Trump, went to meet him, and now Larry David is getting in on it. Mr. David is a comedian and writer who created, there you go, Curb Your Enthusiasm, was a co-creator of Seinfeld. There you go. Okay, so Seinfeld's a co-creator. Okay, so he's a creator. So I stand corrected. I would imagine Seinfeld is the co-creator. Okay, imagine my surprise when in the spring of 1939, a letter arrived at my house. I had not read this to anyone. Invited me to dinner with the old chancellery with the world's most reviled man, Adolf Hitler. Well, I can't say that because the algorithm or the AI will pick me up and then knock me off, right? Eliminate. I had been a vocal critic of his on the radio from the beginning, pretty much predicting everything he was going to do in the road to dictatorship. And then he goes on. So apparently, I guess this is a comparison to and a criticism of Bill Maher's dinner with Donald Trump. Has anyone read this all the way through? Peter, Nikki, anyone? The scathing, I hear. Bueller, anybody? No? Okay. Anyways, so I would just say read it because I haven't read it, but I am getting a lot of incoming as it relates to this particular opinion piece regarding, and I think it's a bit controversial because he does mention, Schittler, and there's some comparison here, but as I was on, I got a text from a couple of friends group chats. Have you read this shit? Have you read this shit? You've been on with Bill Maher. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I'm like, okay, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I got to read it. Amazing. Says, McGee, what did you guys think? Yes, it was well written, says Caitlin. Welcome to Larry David's masterclass, folks are saying. Interesting. Bill has forgotten everything Trump touches dies, says Willow Barks. Jersey Girl 68 says it was brilliant. I'm going to read it as soon as we're done here today. But there's probably more of that interview with the Pete Hegseth that if you guys want to check it out, you can check it out. Okay. But I just want to show you, this is again, so I'm going to right in a circle. I'm going to start where I ended. So I just want to tell you last night, this amazing organization called Karen for people, it helps people who are addicted, who have addiction issues. And so I was invited to go and I went, and I was invited to go last year and I couldn't go. And then for a couple of years and I couldn't go because I worked the night shift. And then now, so this was look at how beautiful the room is. This is at Cipriani on 42nd Street, like right across from Grand Central Terminal. Just a beautiful, gorgeous room packed with people. There was like silent auction and all that stuff. And then what's the next picture? That is Demi Lovato performing last night. It's Karen, Caron. A couple of people got awards. This beautiful, beautiful lady. And then also someone I know as well, a friend of mine. I'm not going to like give names. And then Tim was there with me. And let's see the next slide. That was, next slide.
It didn't like that one.
It didn't like that slide. Okay, that's all right. Is that the only 3 slides that we have?
I had 2 more. It was the placeholder of you and Clive Owen.
Clive Davis. Clive Owen.
Davis.
What was it? Let me see what's not showing up. Maybe it'll work. Anyways, I usually like to do this at the top of the thing. That one it doesn't like. So, and then is there another one? It doesn't like the last 2. Okay.
Videos.
Okay, play them. Let's see what the videos are. That's me and Tim. That's Nikki Haskell. I don't know if you guys, any old time New Yorkers would know Nikki Haskell. All right, and so is that it? All right, and that's her performing. We don't want to get it, whatever. And then, so that's Demi Lovato last night. She was great. She is a fantastic singer, by the way. So it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful evening. Congratulations to all the recipients and all the people. This one lady who won an award was marking 30 years of sobriety. And then she was there with her sobriety sister, she called them. And between them, they had 100 years of sobriety. So congratulations to them. And thank you for inviting me. It's a very good cause. And so there you go. Okay. So everyone, let's see. New members, welcome. Because of the generosity of Miss A. Renee Moore, 5 people get to become members of the Lemon Nation. The Danielle Houston, welcome to the Lemon Nation. So many off-roads became a member. So many off-roads, welcome. Christy Borders, welcome to the Lemon Nation. Kay Parker, welcome. So happy to have all the new members. Junior Edwards, welcome to the Lemon Nation. So glad that you're here. Selena Hightower, welcome to the Lemon Nation. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All of our new members. And there were people who had some very generous support of us before. I did not get all of your names up before, so I apologize for that. I wish I would have gotten all of you. Let's see what I have here. Miranda S. 77. Rebecca Conklin, I love you all the time. Gifted 20 memberships. So because of her generosity, 20 people get to become members of the Lemon Nation. So thank you all so much for your very generous support of independent media. You know how important we are. Because if you look at just what we have covered today, look at corporate media and what happens. Look at what happens with corporate media. Look at the sort of non or gentle pushback. And you have to be so respectful where you just can't go, look at you lying. That's a lie. You straight up lied. And you're lying to the American people. So please continue to support independent media. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, the like button. Make sure you subscribe. It is important. It is of utmost importance that you subscribe to us. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Just because you're a member doesn't mean you're subscribed. And just because you're a subscriber doesn't mean you're a member. Okay? So I'm going to see you back here at 5 p.m. Eastern on the Don Lemon channel for Lemon Live at 5. We have some content dropping at 2. And then we'll see you live at 5 o'clock. So as I say, look, there's some good news. Is the market still up? Producers? Think the market is still up? The market is still up 800 points. So it's a plus 2%, perhaps, that it's up after dropping some 20%. So look, we're going in the right direction for now. Like Dominique Devereaux said to, what was her name? Alexis Carrington, Colby, Dexter, whatever her name, Morell. Ciao for now. Turn the TV off.
Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support.